Physical activity intervention for chronic diseases, Parkinson's disease, created by Lauren Cummings. What is Parkinson's disease? So the earliest definition that we have is as follows. Involuntary tremulous motion with lessened muscular power, in parts not in action, and even when supported, with a propensity to bend the trunk forwards and to pass from a walking to a running pace, the senses and intellects being uninjured. On the left, I have a diagram that shows what goes on in the body during this disease. As you can see, the dopamine levels are greatly reduced in comparison from a healthy patient with a Parkinson's patient. So their cell receptors are not receiving dopamine. Why and how do people get this disease? So it is a progressive neurodegenerative disease, so it progresses slowly. It cannot be reversed, and at least 500,000 people in the U.S. currently have the disease. The exact cause is actually unknown. The reason why it's still unknown today is because it would take a lot of specific variables and a very long study to figure out the root of the disease. But scientists and researchers can agree that it is both genetic and environmentally factored. So why yoga? So according to NIH, researchers have shown that there is one more reason to exercise. It may protect against Parkinson's disease. So physical activity is proven to prevent Parkinson's disease or lessen your risk of contracting it. So research also proves that yoga does manage Parkinson's disease, and I'm going to show you how. So one mainstream media source I found was the healthline.com. So they gave me a lot of different poses that are good for preventing or managing the disease. So anywhere from mountain pose to corpse pose. So these are all really basic poses. Easier, some are easier, some are harder, but based on the patient's capabilities, they would be able to do whatever is in their comfort zone. So more information from mainstream sources that I found for preventing and interventions were that they improved functional mobility, balance, and lower limb strength, as well as flexibility and posture. They also experienced a boost in mood and better sleep quality. People in stages 1 or 2 of the disease showed that their blood pressure was reduced, as well as their tremors, and it also improved their lung capacity, which I could see that being a I could see how improving lung capacity could be a benefit from doing yoga because it involves so much breathing in every step of a routine or pose. So the study that I found from a peer-reviewed source was based around Hatha Yoga, which is the basis of all other yoga practices. It focuses on the 3 components are postures, diaphragmatic breathing, and meditation. So yoga includes stretching and prolonged physical postures, which lengthen major muscle groups and activate the stretch receptors in muscles, ligaments, and joints, leading to improved physical strength and flexibility. So you can kind of put 1 and 2 together and see that these benefits from yoga could really improve somebody with Parkinson's disease because it is a mind and body relation with the disease. So I could see how that would be really beneficial. The objective of this study was to examine the functional changes in motor function, balance control, postural stability, and freezing of gait. Freezing of gait is referring to how when somebody with Parkinson's disease is walking or moving, they might get stuck in a position where they cannot move freely because their muscles are not working for them. So this study was to try to help people not have that issue as bad with PD, or to help to stabilize them. So the details of the study include controlled dynamic postures with specific breathing patterns. The classes were twice per week for 8 weeks, and the yoga intervention included modified yoga postures in sitting, standing, and supine positions, as well as breathwork and meditation. There were 27 individuals in the study, and the mean or average age of participants was 67.75, and the majority were male. This is a table with more of the demographics of the study. I thought it was interesting that 66% of them were male, or I'm sorry, 62%, and 37% were female. So that's a big difference when it comes to, in comparison of the genders that contracted the disease for this study. As well as the age was 67.74. So it does show that it does take time for the disease to show up. So the result of the study were all good things. The study, which was most important to the researchers, was that it did reduce the risk of fall in individuals with PD. One of the most important results, I think, was that it improved functioning in the areas of balance, gait, and freezing of gait. So these were all balance-related functional improvements, as well as motor function improvements for people with PD.